we're doing a podcast episode here today, and we're doing it on with my dear friend Chris Johnstone. And we just so I called him up and said, "Hey man, you got 15 minutes?" He says, "Sure." And I said, "Cool, meet me on my Zoom." And he said, "What do you need?" And I said, "I need to record a podcast episode." He said, "Oh, cool. What's the topic?" And I said, "Just kind of you'll see." So here's the topic.
All
Here's
right.
here's a topic because I want this unscripted. Here's a topic,
Okay.
and I think maybe we'll pickleball this. We used to say
Cool.
ping pong, but ping pong's no longer in vogue. Now it's pickleball. So I'll ask you, you ask me, and we'll just go back and forth here. And the
Okay.
question is, and this can go for anything, right?
Any.
Anything, yeah.
Okay.
So the question is, boy, I wish I would have known.
Hmm.
Wish I would have known. So Chris, what's one thing you wish you would have known?
I wish I would have known. We'll do business first. In the mortgage industry, I wish I would have known that 79% of funded mortgages come from referrals and
Mm,
that somebody doesn't have to be a customer in order to send a referral. We've
mm,
discovered that there's just as many referrals in the follow up with the pre approvals and the follow up with the referral partners on the other side of the deal and the referrals from the database. It's just like we are in a referral based business. When we took technology and stopped focusing on cold leads and lead gen and Facebook and all of that, and we started applying technology to referrals on contacts we already had, boy, and I wish I knew that earlier.
that's
um,
very interesting. Yeah, I like that one.
what about you, Carl? What's one thing you wish you would
Gosh, honestly, there's so many, there's so
have?
many. The problem with life and business
Mm,
is you get the test first and then you get the lessons,
huh.
and that's
Mhm.
a problem, so and I listened to some wisdom from people before me, but apparently not enough. So I wish I would have known to have those difficult conversations fast.
Huh.
So if you've got a difficult conversation you need to have, don't put it off. It'll end up costing you a fortune,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
And I guess the same would go with I'll just leave it there. Yeah, just if you, well, I was going to say if even if it's something as simple as I have a difficult conversation with one of my referral partners that what I thought we could do, now we can't.
Yep.
And the sooner you have that conversation, the better you are. If you got people who's working with you, or you've got, I'll just leave it at that. That I wish I'd have known if you have some difficult conversations to have, boy, get them out of the way. It's better for everybody. It's
Oh,
better. It's better for everybody. So if you got a difficult conversation with anybody but your mate, right? With your mate, you want to brew on it for a bit, right? I'm just saying, but with everybody else, put the cards on the table early in the game. It's the right thing to do. It's the fair thing to do, and it'll save you a lot of grief. So,
and it's better for everybody. I mean, think about that thing that pops up in that deal where it's going sideways. It's like, oh man, this is going to be a difficult conversation with that real estate agent.
get it out of the way.
Yeah. And the faster you address it, the better it is.
And I also found like on the back side of it, once it's done, well, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah. Right.
And the effort delaying it and the damage delaying it can cause way more than the actual thing itself, for
That's right.
everybody. So that's mine. How about you, man? You're next.
The things I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known how important my faith was.
Mm,
You know, I grew up in a phenomenal environment and was raised in a Christian school. And it was one of those things where it was so much a part of my life, I didn't realize how much of a part of my life that it was. And
yeah.
then life and you go on to it. And now that we've got kids and marriage, which is phenomenal because of faith. And I feel like I missed a gap in my life where had I understood how important my faith was, how much greater I could have enjoyed that period of my life.
Mm. I see people going through difficult times sometimes and doing it without faith.
Mm.
And I think, God, that must be really hard,
Mm-hmm.
because I know with faith, we're going to get through this. One, don't know
Mm-hmm.
what it's going to look like, but we're
Yeah.
going to get through it. And so I like that one.
Yeah. What about you, Carl? What's one thing you wish you knew earlier?
I wish I would have known the power of saying no.
Ooh.
Yeah. See, I was thinking about this morning. Yes, got us to where we are,
Mm-hmm.
but then no will take you to where you want to go.
Yep.
And I used to say yes to every single opportunity, every request, every quick favor. Uh, and then I realized that every yes is also a no. Every
Mm-hmm.
yes to one thing, if it's taking time, is no to something else. Every yes to a dollar
Yep.
is a no to where every other place that dollar could have gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that would go, family focus work, rest,
Yep.
right? So I've learned treat your yeses like they're $1,000 bills,
Huh.
or in our case, in the business that we're in, let's call them $30,000 bills.
Yep.
That every yes. And I've learned that no isn't telling somebody I don't like you, up yours, go pound
Yep.
sand. And they don't receive it that way, or the people that matter won't receive it that way. And yeah, really guard your yeses. Make it so every yes at work is a no to family or focused work, uh,
Yep.
or rest. So the power of saying no. How about you, man? What's your next one?
That is so powerful. Oh man. So something I wish I knew earlier, the price of Bitcoin, you know?
Brother, me and you both. I think about the first. Where was it at first time you heard about it?
So around $250.
Wow,
Yep.
wow, early. Well, which makes
Yep.
sense because that's kind of what you do, so early.
Yep. So something that no one knows about me is so Mount Gox. If you don't know what Mount Gox is, it was one of the first ever exchanges and went belly up. And I had a guy tell me about Bitcoin a little bit, and I went in just on a whim one night and had purchased some, and it just vanished off into thin air. And I have no idea how much it was. I don't even remember how much I invested, but I remember when I saw the news article, I was like, wait a minute, that name's familiar. Oh, so that side of things. But I would like to say, because this is a great platform, Carl, one of the most, you've taught me so much, my friend.
Both ways.
Like to be mentored by you has been one of the greatest gifts of my life. Sincerely, I consider you a dear friend, but also a tremendous mentor to me. And you sat me down one time and you said, Chris, save 30% of every dollar you make. Changed my life, man. Changed my life. I still do it today. I don't wish that I had known that sooner, but being in the position that I'm in, where I sit in a seat and have a little bit of influence in the world, if I could share that, that's something that you taught me that has made a tremendous impact.
Yeah, yeah. It's not what you make; it's what you save. And
Yeah.
and saving that certain percentage, it doesn't bind us to not have fun because we can have fun with the other. And it's actually, yeah, you do 30%, but the actual number that I've always used was 25%. So the other 75%, I can have all the fun with. I can buy all the boats as long as I pay cash. I can buy
Right.
all the Mercedes and Maseratis or whatever, all the trips, all the first class tickets and everything else out of that 75%. All of them I want as long as I pay cash. So
Mm,
my next one, I think, gosh, this one's painful, man.
mm,
I wish I'd have known, like, there's no rush to arrive because there is no arrival. There
Whoa.
is there is no arrival. There is no finish line. Well, the only finish line is when they put us 6 feet under, right? On
Yep.
the day that they're carrying your body to the funeral home. That's the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, everything else is the journey. And I have found relationships, reputations, and results. They compound over time,
That's right.
and it's that building effect. I tell you when I first. Do you remember who Rick? Do you know who Rick Raditz is?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So I love that man. So he was one of my very, very, very early online mentors.
Hmm.
And I had this cool little widget one time, and I called him up and I said, "Hey, man, would you?" He had a large following. I said, "Hey, man, would you share? Would you do a webinar with me with your crowd? Let me show my shiny whistle." And he said, "Carl, you don't want to do that." I said, "Well, I think I do. Why don't I?" He said, "You don't want to don't be a blip on the radar.
Hmm.
Don't be this big bang on the radar. You want to work yourself up because you learn in the process, and that
Hmm.
learning will be invaluable."
Yeah.
One of the top three best business advices I've ever gotten, is and basically what he's saying is, dude, play the long game. So what
Right.
I wish I'd have known, play the long game. There is no arrival. There is no destination. There's only a journey. And boy, you get one. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
make it a good one. And
Yeah.
and you're the writer, you're the director. You operate the lighting like it's your movie, and you get to write
Mm-hmm.
it. Write whatever you want, and don't be so. Well, when this happens, then I'll be blank. Well, when this
Mm-hmm.
happens, then I'll be blank. So no, no, no. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. So play the long game. We got
That's
time for a
right.
couple more. What's your next one?
So, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So, no, this is such a valuable conversation because of the process that you have to think through to get to it.
Mm.
So, with you, Carl, being in the position of influence that you are, what's one thing that you do know that you think loan officers should learn very early on in their career? We've got an
Mm.
incredible pivot happening in the industry right now. What do people need to know?
I would say a couple of them. Number one, speed wins deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not just
100%.
speed to lead, right? We talk about that, but like yesterday we were doing a class. Gosh, I wish I could remember her name.
Mm.
I can picture her. Cherie, I think. Yeah, Cherie.
Okay. Yeah. She's
So we're
fantastic.
on, yeah, we're on class. We're showing how to do the class. We're about halfway through it, and she said, "Already did it. I was doing it as you were talking, and I already did the implementation."
Yep.
And so speed wins deals. Like from the time we hear an idea to the time we implement that idea, if we could eliminate that time,
Yep.
that's the person that wins.
Yep.
And version one is not meant to make money. Version one is to get us to version two. I know we've heard this 1,000 times. And version two is designed to get us to version three. Version three is where we start actually getting results from it. The
Yep.
other thing, so there's two. So speed wins deals, and the other thing, guard your morning.
Ooh.
Guard your
Ooh.
morning. Guard your
Mm-hmm.
morning. The world will
I
steal
love
your
that.
day if you let it. And I wish I would have known earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Protect the first 2 hours for my most important work and my work on self. So for me,
Yep.
it's about I wake up about like 2 hours before I start work.
Okay.
And so
Yep.
the first 2 hours is my time in the morning, which I just love. Like when I don't have it, I really miss it. And
Yeah.
then once I get to work, that first 2 hours has to be my most productive work because that's when I'm at my very, very best.
Yep.
And boy, today I've just got a fantastic team. I leave them alone because they can get their most important, and they leave me alone so I get my most important. Right, it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
And we do our serious prospecting first thing in the morning because that's when we're the sharpest.
Yep.
And get out and get some circulation, ride a bike, go for a walk, do some push the wheelchair, do something. But,
Yep.
but protect those first 2 hours of your day. and don't start it with emails or news or other people's agendas. Do
Yep.
it on whatever the most important thing for you to do that day. Protect your morning.
Yep.
What you, man? What's? Let's do one more.
One more.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how influential your five best friends become. And for me, I've realized that there's, for me at least personally, I find I have five business people and I have five personal people. And I felt like I had to keep that separate. I always felt like, hey, these are my work friends and these are my personal friends. And I eliminated that. And I said, that's 10. The rule is five. So who are my five? And let's just merge it all together. And that's made all the difference for me. And it's just allowed me to be authentic with the people that matter to me most in all areas of my life. And I really do truly believe, I think it's biblical that you become the five people that you spend the most time with. And I think really being intentional about who those five people are and don't just let it happen.
Mm.
Have the exercise of the perfect day of like, if my day was amazing and I was doing my focus time in the morning and these are the people that I was spending my time with, decide who those people are and reach out to them. Like the most powerful tool that we have is our phone and making phone calls from it, as much as there's technology out there. And the people that you learn from and that you hold up, they're not as inaccessible as you think. Like
Mhm.
picking up the phone and making a call and being super intentional of who those five are is super important, and one of the reasons why I'm so thankful and blessed to be here with you.
Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next. And me to you, brother. And as you're saying that, I thought, it's something else. It's not the one I want to finish with, right? But something else. Something, on the friends, they don't have to be like me.
Ooh.
Because I'm thinking, you and I have a very dear friend, Perry Belcher.
Oh yeah, Perry's awesome.
Oh, yeah, him and Frank and Ryan. I mean, some very influential people for me, early in the game. And I've learned a lot from Perry, right? And he's just a
Mhm.
really good dude. If I was stuck out in the desert and almost out of water, and he was in Ethiopia, he would jump on a plane and come give me some water, and he know I'd do the same. And me and you would do that too, of course, right? And any number of our friends, right, would do that. His view on some things in life are about as opposite of mine as you can possibly get. And I love him for it.
That's right.
I think when we hang out with people with different political views,
Hmm.
views on life, I think I think it makes us a better person. I know it does me. It makes me a better person because then I understand that viewpoint. I might not agree with it,
That's right.
but I can see with their history how they got there.
Mm.
And when I see their history, how they got there, I think, and this is probably going to be the wrong word. There's forgiveness there.
Hmm.
There's not that anybody needs to be forgiven for having a different point of view, but instead of coming across attacking somebody with a different point of view, I understand how they got there, and that's one of my favorite things about him is we're so 180 degrees out of phase there, and it's
Yeah.
and it's just wonderful. Like it's just wonderful. And
Sand makes diamonds.
wait, say it again.
Sand makes diamonds. Without friction, without that constant grit, you
Mm-hmm.
can't make a diamond. And I think, sorry, I didn't mean to jump in, but
No.
that's a lot of what I feel our world is missing is being able to sit at a table with somebody that you love and respect with different opinions on and
Mm-hmm.
just have a conversation. And it's like, I don't have to agree with you and I don't have to change your mind, but here's what I think. What do you think? And being able to respect each other through that
And
process.
and it's okay to disagree.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, I used to think, well, no, either you or I have to change our viewpoint in this conversation So it's like, all right, so put up your arm, let's do an arm wrestling here and let's see who's gonna or I'm playing tug of war trying. No, I'm not trying to pull them over to my side. I'm just trying to get them to understand me, where I come from,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time understand where they come from. So, all right, hey, so my last one.
Yes.
What I wish I would have known is to celebrate more.
Ooh.
I wish I would have celebrated more, and not just the big wins, but the small ones. So dude, I used to cross the finish line and immediately start the next race,
Yeah. Hmm.
and I wish I'd have taken more time to enjoy the wins, even the little ones,
Yeah.
and particularly with the people who helped to get me there.
Yeah.
And I'm a very grateful person, just very grateful. And it's not that we didn't appreciate things along the way, but I think appreciating them even more
Yeah.
and enjoying the view a little bit, that you walk them like I'd climb a mountain. The first thing I do, I'd stand up and go, all right, got that. So now where's the next mountain?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, no, dude, let's just sit here and look at the clouds from the mountaintop for a little while and just enjoy it. So I think I do that pretty well these days. I wish I'd learned that much, much, much faster and savored the journey yet even more. So
So
I wish I'd have
that's
celebrated.
something, yeah, that's something that I struggle with. Absolutely 100%. So what, like, how? What would you tell me on, like, hey man, here's how to slow down and enjoy that a little bit. Here's how I look at it.
I think spend more time. So I know your wife, right, Robin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, and I know you adore her and she adores you. Spend even more time. Spend even more time, and I'm going to say on the front porch, whatever that is to you, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
spend even more time on the front porch, drinking tea and holding hands
Yeah.
and doing it earlier. So
Yeah.
we pull that off pretty good these days. But I wish I'd have done it earlier, and I wish I would have done it more with the kids. I
Yeah.
wish I'd have spent a little more time throwing ball. And I've learned that our kids could care less whether we're driving a Bentley or a Ford Escort.
Mm.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. And so I wish I would have celebrated the wins even more with them. Again, I think we do a pretty good job of it these days, but I
Yeah.
wish I wish I'd have started a little bit earlier. And so
Man.
yeah, so celebrate more. So what's your last one, man? Take us home.
No, that I want to finish it there because that was just like, that was so strong. That was so powerful, Carl. Thank you. Is that okay?
Yeah. Hey, well, do one for business. Like one for, let's do one for, I wish, and I know we did a couple for business, but one, maybe I had it right. Maybe we ought to finish it there. Maybe, well, let's do one more business and we'll leave it in. We'll leave it. If not, we'll edit it out. So
All right.
one
Cool.
more for business.
I wish I knew how important online reviews were,
Ooh.
because I think the world that we're moving into with artificial intelligence taking over search
Mm.
sits on the online reputation that you've built up until this point, and nobody knew that it was going to crystallize, and that your next layer of the internet was going to build on top of the reputation that you built up until this point. I am a firm believer that AI assistants are going to take over search. It's just a matter of time and enough people just experiencing AI searching for something for the first time. And the loan officers and the businesses, just real estate agents, financial planners, insurance advisors, like, insert in all your referral partners that you need to have this conversation with, and insert in your own business. There was a window to build all of those online ratings and reviews, and it's still open. It's still open. You should be hitting your database. You should be hitting every single person that you know and you meet. Leave me a 5-star review and tell people about your experience with me, and build those, because in the future, the AI is going to be so smart There's no optimization, there's no tricks, there's no online strategies that are going to be able to convince artificial intelligence to recommend you. It's literally just going to be the transfer of your reputation that you have digitally
Mm.
and effectively conveying that. I think if I understood that earlier, I would have focused a lot more on it.
It's funny. I was up in High Point last week, up in North Carolina, and we're driving around. And I said, let's grab something to eat.
Yeah.
And so I went into Chat GPT, said, "Hey, I'm in High Point, North Carolina. I got it so it's audio in my car. Push a button, while driving, I can talk." And I said, so I get on it, and I call it Hermie. I don't know why. It's just a name I
And the
picked.
love bug.
Hermie.
Yep.
Hermie. Oh, was that the love bug? Was that his name? Hermie the car? I think it might have been.
I think it was.
I think it was. I didn't know that until I forgot about that. I think you're right though, which is very appropriate that I call my AI in my car Hermie. Anyway, so I'm driving down. I said, "Hey, Maria and I was wanting to get a bite to eat. Where's kind of a cool place to go?" And it spit out this place. I said, "Awesome, let's go there, Maria. Let's just see. Hey, what should we order?" And it told us. And so we put up this little restaurant, and it was just a nothing special thing. And frankly, the meal was nothing special. And I got back in the car. I said, "Hey, why did you recommend that?" And it just said, so it pulled it from somewhere, right? It doesn't just make things up. And said, I just thought it'd be something you liked. Did you like it? And I said, it was just okay, but
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that it wasn't this, you know, 10,000 review place. And so I think the point being, it's wide open right now.
That's right.
It takes just a little bit of effort for it to get to recommend you. So somebody in that restaurant, probably one of their kids or something, said, "Hey, let's do this," and it
Yep.
worked because they didn't have that many reviews. I thought that was interesting. All right, my last one for business. I wish I would have known how insignificant motivation is,
Oh,
and powerful this how powerful discipline is.
that is so good.
And so, dude, I spent so much of my career looking to be motivated,
Yeah.
and so little of it, particularly early on, being disciplined.
Yeah.
And my business, it wavered. When I was in a good mood, it was up, and when I was in a bad mood, or let's just say not a good mood, it was down.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
I waited until I was motivated before I took action on something, instead of doing it because I promised myself I was going to do it.
Yep.
And God Almighty, would that have saved me so much effort, and things would have happened so much faster.
Hmm.
All this stuff snowballs. Like there's nothing better for business. Another great piece of advice I got from my very first person that I worked for is named Dave Hoyt, just wonderful man. And he said, "Carl, nothing's better for business than business." And
Oh,
what he meant was there's nothing better for business than having a closing. Because
yep.
I was getting ready to do a closing, and I think I was going to make like a couple $100 on it. We're used to making a couple thousand, right? I said,
Yep.
"But I'm only getting a couple hundred. It's not even worth me doing this one." He said, "Carl, there's nothing better for business than business. You
Yeah, that's
get
right.
that closing, you meet a couple people, you just keep doing it. You just keep doing it.
Hmm.
As long as it's somewhat profitable, you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, keep doing it." So yeah, so discipline spanks motivation.
Absolutely. Do you have a framework that you use for discipline?
What do you mean?
Like how do you show up every day and
It's on my
be
calendar. It's on
disciplined?
my calendar. Plain and simple. It's on my calendar. So I only put something on my calendar if I'm going to do it.
Mm.
But if it's on my calendar, I'm going to do it. And I found the trick for me is I set up the week before, like I'm setting up my calendar for next week now.
Right.
I'm a lot more optimistic on a Friday afternoon about what I'm going to do next week. It's almost like, oh, I don't have to do that. Carl from next week has to do it.
Right.
But I made a promise to myself, which is the discipline. If it's on my calendar, I'm
Yep.
going to do it. And if you don't want to do it, don't put it on your calendar. And you go, and so if that day shows up and go, "I don't feel like doing this," well, don't put it on the calendar next time then.
That's
It's on
right.
your calendar. You have to do it. And so
Yep.
that's to me what discipline looks like. And then for me, God bless her, Diane. So Diane's ultimately in charge of my calendar. And if
Yeah.
she puts something on my calendar, it's not optional. Like I have to do it. If I roll my eyes and sometimes I go apologize. Or I say, I know I whine and complain. I don't want to. I feel like a sometimes a little second grader talking to their mom about cleaning their room or something, you know. But if
Yeah.
it's on my calendar, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do
Yeah.
it. So that's what discipline looks like for me. So anyway,
That's
look, this was
amazing.
fun. This was fun, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think
Thank
we'll
you.
I think we'll leave this part. I think we'll just broadcast the whole thing. I don't think we ought to edit anything out. I think it was cool. So all right, man. Hey, so totally unrelated. If they want to go to a website or go see something that you got, where would they go?
Loan officer launch.ai. So loanofficerlaunch.ai.
So loan officer launch, LAUNCH dot AI, loan officer launch dot AI. Don't even tell them what's there. They got to go look to see what it is. So loan
Yep.
officer launch.com. Go check it out.
And you know what? I got to shout out Breakfast Club because what we do there is just like it's outrageous. If you're not showing up at 8:30, like even if you're on Pacific time, like like get
Loan
there.
Officer Breakfast Club is just the best thing it's the largest live online meeting in the industry on a daily basis. Nothing's even and there's some really cool people doing second place, but it's not even close. Like it's and I'm not saying that. So I appreciate it. Probably shouldn't have said that. It's really cool people, right? But I tell you, the Loan Officer Breakfast Club is just amazing. The crowd that shows up, I learned so much from them. It's
Yeah.
such a positive crowd. And dude, I've never once somebody come in there and say, "Hey, I've got a problem. I need help with it." I've never, literally, never once heard somebody, "You should know that. How can you?"
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you should have, bad you
Hmm.
like ever. And to have something like that on the web where it never happens and it's always positive. There's
Yeah.
never been somebody ask a question that somebody on that call wasn't already doing and could tell them
Yep.
exactly, hey, here's what you need to do because I'm already doing it. You can't come up with something. There's so many people there and it's
Yeah.
highly successful. You cannot stump that many people. Like whatever you're looking to do, somebody there is doing it successfully. So it's a great place to do. So loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. And that Frank, man, Frank is just a genius. He really is.
He really is.
Yeah,
Like,
he's such a humble guy. And real question.
yeah.
Do you think he knows how I hate the word influence, but and I
Mm.
don't like power either, but uh, do you think he knows how many people's lives he's touched?
No, I don't.
I don't think so either. I don't think he understands the all the goodwill that he's brought to the industry for decades now.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
just a wonderful man. So I love
Yeah.
Frank. So he's a good
And
dude.
that, the thing that I love about that is because at his core, he truly, genuinely is one of the nicest people that I know. Like he's not in it for the influence, and he's out there to genuinely help people. And
Yeah,
it's just
a
that.
true a true servant's heart. A
Yeah,
true,
that's right.
yeah, good guy. Hey, we can't have him listen to this part though, where
Yeah, exactly.
at
We'll
that
edit
next
that part
event, I'll
out.
have to carry his luggage or something like that, and make sure there's 2 mints on his pillow or something like that.
Buy him a bigger hat.
Yeah, all right, brother. I love you, man. Talk to you soon.
Yes. Right back at you.